Eggs, whole eggs, Mother Nature's multivitamin, and double down right with your canines. The eggs are the perfect food. Think about this, right? It's got the animal protein, animal fat, all the math done for you in one beautiful shell. I'm specifically talking chicken eggs right now because that's obviously the majority. So we're talking chicken eggs, the most perfect food, especially if you're talking about pasteurized, farm to table, where the chickens are out and are eating their natural, the worms and all the other stuff out in the fields, but also getting the right feed from the farm itself. So an educated farm, that's the perfect scenario, right? That's the perfect food. So there is quite a difference between the commercial eggs that you guys get, and I've done videos on this, and you guys know how much I'm a fan of eggs. I consume probably myself anywhere from 12 to 18 eggs a day on top of my other meals. It is the superfood. But when we're talking about your canines, most people are going to feed their dogs raw eggs. Now, understanding a few very important things. Number one, you are still, even though the dog's digestive tract and their immune system is different than ours in the fact that it's not like they can't get food poisoning. It's not like they can't get salmonella. It's not like they can't get sick from a bad egg or bad meat raw. So you have to really stay conscious of that. It's not just throw it out there and it's a done deal, because that's part of the ecosystem, like in the wild with the wolves, the coyotes, hyenas. Listen, Mother Nature has to be able to call, and that's one of the processes she uses to weed out the herd, if you will. And that's, drinking the wrong stuff that's poisonous, or consuming dead carcass and they get a bacteria and they die. So that absolutely can happen. My guy Vitor got an infection. Listen, they didn't map it back to food, but they still don't know what it was, and he almost died. They thought he had cancer throughout his body at 1 year old. So this absolutely can happen. But I want to talk about something really important that so many people don't think about with raw eggs. You have the yolk and you have the egg whites. And we all know the yolk is the epicenter. The yolk is where everything is at. The yolk is the nutrients. I mean, that's everything. And the animal fat. So the natural energy, lubricating the joints, giving that good, shiny, healthy coat, ultimately building the immune system, building everything from the inside out is what that egg yolk does. Now there's egg whites, obviously, with it, which is good, solid protein. Now by itself, there's some downsides to it. By itself, the bioavailability is nowhere near it as it is with the egg yolk. So bioavailability, at the end of the day, what's being used, not what so much is being consumed, right? Like a business. You can have a great gross sales, but if your margins are low, what are you taking home, right? That's what you want to look at when you're talking about eggs. But there's something else that a lot of people don't even think about, or simply don't even know. And I'm going to kind of lean on that. Most people don't even know this. There's something called avidin, AVIDIN, and it's a protein in the egg whites, and it's been known to hinder absorption, hinder the bioavailability of the minerals when it's raw. And a lot of people don't even realize that. So they just think raw egg and let's go, you're all in. So my suggestion would be, if you're gonna feed the raw egg, separate the yolk. Just give the yolk. That's another step in food prep, or cook it, right? That's what I'm currently doing now at the time of this video for Vitor, because I want to make sure that the infection's completely out before we start introducing. I just started introducing some raw, and we're mixing it with the cooked, but the eggs, they'll be cooked at least for another few weeks. But separating the egg whites and the egg yolks, well worth your time. Takes a few seconds. Get it. If you're preparing the meal anyway, boom, 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 done. Because so many people don't realize the affects the biotin and it affects the absorption rate. And anything that affects absorption rate, you want to steer away from, because at the end of the day, you're investing time and money, and you think that you're getting a certain percentage or a certain outcome that you're looking for, and you're trying to figure out why you're not getting what you think you're getting. So much has to do with absorption. That's the bottom line. So Avidin, Google it if you want, look into it, but the egg whites raw, to me, it's just not worth it for two things, right? To wind this up is, number one, you could still have a bad egg and potentially get your dog sick. And number two, it's hindering absorption. So right there, those two things right there, the ROI, the risk reward, I should say, is not there. The return on investment for me is not there. So egg yolks, that's where it's at. Don't sleep on the Avidin. It's for real. And that goes for humans too, just so you guys know. But anyway, appreciate you guys. K9 fam, thank you for everything. Share, like, comment, the whole bit. You know how that goes. Talk soon.